Chapter 73. The consequence of Lucifer's fall. The Lord. How short, however, is the period from Adam up to ourselves, compared to what for human comprehension is an endless duration from the period of the first coming into being of the created spirits, up to the point when they were placed into full use of their free will. And after that, what immeasurable period from their fall up to Adam, and then to ourselves. Behold, there are within infinite creation spaces certain arch-primeval and therewith principal central suns, which, on account of their immense distance from here, and notwithstanding their being unspeakably manifold times larger than this earth, can be seen as hardly more than glittering points, and that only by people of exceptionally sharp vision. These primeval suns are of an age from roughly the period of the fall of the primeval spirits up till today. And behold, were one to determine the age of such suns by terrestrial years, one would not have room upon the entire earth to write a cipher representing the number of earth years. And were you to take the entire volume of the earth, not excluding the sea, filled with the smallest dust particles, to represent 1,000,000 earth years each, then this would be far too short a time to represent the said sun. Such period surely represents quite a long while, and yet it is hardly anything compared to the arch-primeval period from when God began to first develop his thoughts and ideas, to make them into spirits and give them independence. What endlessly many things did not take place during such overextended period for the development of the fully free will of the primeval spirit. And yet there were at the end of yonder endlessly long developmental periods of the primeval spirits those who, although comprehending God's correct educational paths, chose in the end to not want to know anything of these ways, but instead chose the much shorter one on account of temporary advantages, deviating from the path well mapped out by God, entering upon the path of their very own self-destruction. Because the principal spirit of light, indwelt by countless other spirits of light, each one imbued most richly with countless intelligences, said to himself, "What more do I need? Within me lie all attributes as within God, and God has placed all power within me. Now I am strong and mighty over everything. He has given away everything he possessed, and I have taken over the lot. Now God has nothing left, whilst I have everything. And we are going to see whether the advantages of transgressing the given commandment are of all that shorter duration after all. We should think, with our present all-might and omnipotence, we shall be able to quite handsomely prolong the supposed brevity of that span to eternities. Who shall be able to prevent us from doing so? Besides ourselves, infinite space, now populated by only ourselves, carries no higher might and intelligence than our own. Who should be able to contest our advantages? Behold, thus thought and spoke the Spirit of Light to himself, and thereby to the host of subordinate individual spirit crowds. no sooner said than done, and the result was his self-arrest within his inertia, within which he had gradually solidified himself. And the outcome of that again was the creation of matter, likewise along the lines of divine order. Because the predictable consequence of potential non-heeding of God's commandment was foreseen with the same certainty as the freest state of yonder spirits who fulfilled God's commandment upon and within themselves. And in this way, through the fall, firstly, the principal spirit and with him his related deputies made themselves captive in the most stubborn and grueling manner. But for how long it shall please him to tarry within such captivity, none but God knows, throughout all of infinity, and not even the angels. However, this is certain, that from this lost Son of Light, the individual spirits are awakened again by the power of God, and are placed into the flesh as children of the world, and the opportunity will be given to them, just like the children from above, to rise to the highest perfection as children of God. All matter, therefore, is individual spirit, who, as soul in each individual person, can be reborn in the soul spirit to attain eternal life. However, once all individual spirits are lifted from a world, then the full end of such a world has become a reality. But with a world like this earth, this takes a pretty long time to accomplish. Nonetheless, finally the end will come.